Let's look at small business strategy. Over the next few slides, you're going to be able to appreciate what we have done so far and how we can develop a small business strategy which flows onto a small business planning specifically for your company. These are the broader areas a company needs to look at, or a business needs to look at as a strategy for their business. Strategy is broadly classified into 5 major areas, and I look at market-based factors, followed by product, finance, risk, and operational. From Great Synergy's perspective, a market-based factors has to include your competitors, the market segments. What approach do you have to service your market? And customer service, which is pretty much your front line. So the strategy starts at a higher level, flows through to the front end where your customers are having on a day-to-day interaction. The next one is product. From the back end, we would like to understand the products and the service that you offer. We classify them to A, B, and C class products based on their frequency of the movement, and if a product that doesn't move, which we call it as slow stock, and we will classify them accordingly. So you could plan your business better. You can stock what matters the most to your customers and run low on stock on products that hardly moves, or find alternative solution with other suppliers where you could sort of do a trading rather than stocking high value items which doesn't move fast. So classification of stock is very important. Flow onto your supply chain, we streamline your supply chain. The third factor is packaging. Now when I say packaging, it means how are you going to package your product to your customer requirements. It's not the aesthetic looks of packaging here, but pretty much we're talking about what could you bring together to find a solution for your customer. And that then leads on to your pricing. For pricing, whether it's a product-based pricing or service pricing, in terms of value adding, we can help you to run a masterclass for your pricing. Finance is the next aspect, and it's a very critical element of your business strategy. It starts off with capital. What sort of an investment that you need? What sort of a structure do you need to pull these resources together? Flows onto your cash flow, your profit margin, and then it flows on to things like EBITDA, which stands for earnings before income tax, depreciation and amortization, and ROF, pretty much means return on funds employed. I do find a lot of clients where they enjoy a ROF of upwards of 20%, which is fantastic. If your return on funds employed is anywhere between 5 and 10%, you should consider whether is putting your money in the bank is worthwhile option rather than running this business. So this finance as an element of strategy is very important. Flows on to risk, starts off with commercial risk, your legal issues, health and safety, and market-based factors. This is very important that you incorporate all of that into your strategy, and it has to flow onto your business plan. Operational planning is highly critical. How do you streamline your business process? Find a lot of customers say, I'm strapped for time. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do my finance. I don't have time to do my marketing. Why? It's because they haven't streamlined their back end. It's absolutely important that you understand, as a small business owners, you're probably employing 2 or 3 people in your business. It's very important that you streamline so you understand what you're offering and your staff understand what they're offering. It's highly important that you streamline your back end so that you and your customers and your staff are working on the same operational level. Distribution, it's very critical depending on what business you are and what sort of industry you're servicing. Lead time can be a very, very important factor. A lot of businesses win contracts purely based on lead times. If you want to excel in your supply chain, your distribution strategy has to be ideally robust. Your operational planning has to be robust. That leads you to resource planning. And finally, I always encourage my small business owners to look at succession planning. Call it exit strategy or succession planning. Whether you're a business owner or you're a manager, you must have a succession plan. The next aspect is your approach to your market. We're showing you a couple of different examples, a business-to-business strategy and a business-to-consumer strategy, a B2B and a B2C. In the B2B model, it's all about the brand and the business. That's what you're selling first. Flows on to the product, service, and the value proposition that you are offering to your customers. And then you sell your skills and your service and the support that comes with you so that your customer understands why do they need you, what product are they getting, what is the big picture, who is the brand that's supporting your business. Then flows on to the needs. So there are a lot of purchasing requirements. A lot of customers have different factors, whether it's a lead time, a specific quality, or a design, or could be just simply price. You've got to understand what your customer is looking for. And finally, close and complete the sales. I encounter a lot of customers who are very good at customer service, very good at giving pricing, very prompt on pricing, however, not good at closing sales. If you do all the others and you do not close the sale, you're not winning. So it's very important that you understand that when you're dealing with your customers, do not put the sales as a first point of interest. That has to be at the last. However, you have to make sure that you sell the brand, the product, the service that you offer. And finally, do not hesitate to ask the customer, can I have your order today, please? Could I deliver your product tomorrow? When would you like this delivered, sir? There is no harm in asking that, and a lot of people shy away from asking this question. From a B2C perspective, it's about product and the service that you offer. It's pretty much streamlined into value and packaging. There are pretty much two factors. Try and bring in a trust-based selling. Because you're dealing with consumers directly, it's all about trust. It's all about the relationship that you have with your client. And finally, when they do make the sale and when they come to you, make sure that they can remember that experience. Every customer has to walk away from your store or walk away from your website or walk away from dealing with you thinking that they enjoyed a great relationship and the experience has to be fantastic, nothing short of that. We're going to look at the BGC matrix. BGC matrix is developed by Boston Consulting Group, one of the leaders in strategy and planning. Thankful to them, this particular model has been there for a long time. However, it's enhanced and added more value to a lot of small business owners. Now, these strategies could be classified as academic, but what we are trying to do at Great Synergy is simplifying these academic tools and bringing it out to you in a simple format that small business owners can understand and practice it in their day-to-day business operations.